Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment, check out my other videos. And we got alternative school versus regular school. So we have a lot of things to cover in a small amount of time. But I know what everybody's going to want to hear first, right? It's like getting in trouble stuff and how easy it is at alternative school to just get away with whatever, right? Or maybe that's not what the first thing people want, but that's what I'll start with, right? So first of all, just to set the stage, I was at regular school, right, my entire life, like normal, like middle school, high school, elementary school, all of them, right? And always hated it. In high school, I left for almost like 4 straight months. Like every day I would just leave early, like hated it, right? And then I went to alternative school for 3 months. I was supposed to go there for the whole senior year, but I went there for 3 months and graduated, right? And I hated school my whole life. So the fact that I went there and graduated like 7 months early because it was just so easy, that's what we're talking about, right? And maybe if you're thinking, hey, maybe I should go to an alternative school, or you are going to one or anything, you need some advice, you want to know how it works, let me tell you, right? So first of all, like I said, let's talk about the trouble stuff. Because in school, whole life, it's pretty easy to get in trouble. Like, if you're a troublemaker person, like you do things that might be a little rowdy, or you're with friends, you want to make them laugh, like that kind of things, you'll probably get in trouble, right? But I mean, like, in school, you can do something that you wouldn't think would get you in too much trouble. Like if you raced your friend in the hallway or something, right? Like, if you were both going to the bathroom randomly, and you're like, oh, let's race, and you ran or something, or just whatever. Any, like, joke thing, right? You know how you can't, like, touch your friends in school? Like, if you picked up your friend, your teacher would get mad or something like that. Like, that would never happen at alternative school. Like, everybody is, kind of a level of just, like, hey, it doesn't matter how you got here, like what you did to get here, but we're here now, and regular school didn't work, so we're all just gonna chill and be nice. And it is a school of like all kids that either like didn't try in high school, had bad family stuff so they couldn't go, like, situations where it wasn't their fault. And then there's kids that were like me, right? That like purposely just didn't care about school, like got in trouble or did drugs or did other bad things, and just ignored school, said screw it, right? I never respected teachers, never liked them, right? There was a couple teachers growing up that like had little impacts, but none that I cared about ever, right? But at alternative school, I liked all my teachers. They always like, I think it was because it was such small classes, they'd actually talk to you and like they'd be nice. And for the longest time in regular school, right, I'd get all these homework assignments, or let's say just an essay or a speech or whatever, like just think of something, right? I would be like, that is a crazy amount of work. There's no way I'm doing that, right? Let's say I get assigned the same exact thing in alternative school, and I'm sitting down looking at it at my desk, right? And in my mind, I'm going, there's no way I'm going to do this, right? A teacher will walk up to you, like while you're thinking this, you're like, there's no way. How am I supposed to do this? And they come up to you and they're like, hey, I'll help you. Let's do this. Let's finish this. Like, let's do this thing together. And it's like, damn, like, I know in regular school they don't have the time or the money to have all these teachers helping you all the time, right? But when they actually take the time to just help you, like, they understand that, like, hey, you're not the best at school stuff, and I know you could try harder. Like, I could have tried harder, right? But just in general, they're nice. They're like, okay, we'll take the time, we'll help you, which is cool. If schools did that more, less kids would have to go to alternative school probably, but I'm not blaming the school. It was my fault for not going. But all right, next. So the only thing that's negative, right? I do want to say the one negative about an alternative school before I talk about how good it is all the time, right? The only negative is, like I said, there could be potentially like bad situations or sketchy people, but it's very rare. It never happened to me, right? I saw people that I knew from life events that I'd been through and things I'd bought and stuff. I knew some of the kids that had done some bad things, right? Because I knew them, I was around them, and I saw them do it, right? But then at the school, they were always so chill. Like, even if kids hated each other, right? They would be like, so like, I don't know. They just wouldn't bother. Like, it was never a thing. And we had this thing on Fridays. We did this in, like, elementary school. So the fact we did this senior year at an alternative school is kind of crazy. But we had a school store, dude, on Fridays. And, like, it seemed kind of stupid. But when you're all older, like, you're about to go do all this life stuff. Like, you actually are shopping and stuff. It's kind of fun to just be chilling. And, like, even if you hate this person, like, they're selling you candy. You got to be nice to them. So it's kind of cool how they mix that in. They were like, hey, no matter what, you guys got to get along. So, and even if you did, like, you could have had the worst week ever, right? They would reward you with these, like, fake dollars, you know, so you go buy candy, or they had, like, socks and shirts and stuff, too. Cool thing they were doing. But, what's it called? You could have the worst week ever, and they'd still give you some, just to be like, you know what, you can turn it around. Like, they're always trying to help, which I always loved, right? But there was always the, like, people had flip outs that I never saw at regular school. So there's a real negative. Like, there was that crazy girl that made me the baby necklace, the necklace with the baby on it, the plastic baby, and she kept giving it to me. Like, there's some weird people there, and there were people that had to be, like, physically brought out of class, you know, because they're screaming. Like, people that have flip outs, and then you knew it was like they had something mentally going on, which I'm not judging anybody, so do we all, you know, we all got something going on. But dude, I saw some wild things. Like, I saw kids have to get dragged out of the classroom because they were like, you know what I mean? They're like flipping out, like flip outs I've never seen before, even at rehab, like hands on both desks, like screaming, like holding onto the desk, getting dragged, like crazy stuff, right? But that was only once. So there is potential for, like, obviously, if you're going to a school where it's kids that kind of got kicked out of school, you should expect that, you know. But it was like a nice little community, right? Because it is kids that are all like you, right? Like, when I was going there, I was nervous before I went, right? Because I thought, honestly, I was thinking, like, jail. I thought I was going to get there and, like, I was going to get beat up, right? Like, I was like, I'm going to get there and they're going to test me or something. They're going to be like, oh, look at this new kid at this alternative school. Like, that's what I honestly thought it was going to be like. And then I got there, and all it took, some kid randomly in my first class was like, hey man, you spoke? And I was like, yeah, I got a pen on me right now. What do you mean? He's like, good, that's this type of school, you know? So it's literally like, and for the first week, because I had to get used to it, right? I didn't know it was going to be super chill, like I said, or I didn't know I was going to like all the teachers and stuff. So at first I was on edge. I was like, I'm still going to do the same exact school thing I was doing. I didn't care about graduating, right? But after a week, like I was sitting there and they'd give homework, and it was literally so easy that I couldn't not do it, you know? They told me, like, I thought on my first day, I got there at, let's say, 9 a.m., right? And I thought I would be leaving at, like, 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. whenever school ends, you know? They got me out of there by 10:30, an hour and a half later, right? So as soon as they did that on the first day, I was like, whoa, like, I can get out of here that quick? Like, well, I guess I might as well do stuff, right? And I always thought that they would give me more work at some point, but all they gave me, and I had to make up like a whole year of math, right? And like the whole whatever else I was supposed to learn in senior year, plus the extra year of math. So I don't know how the fuck I graduated in 3 months when all they did every day, they gave me one worksheet a day, and when I finished the worksheet, they would check it. They would send me to another classroom. I would talk to that teacher for a couple minutes about grade stuff, and then I would leave. Like, it was the easiest thing ever, right? And I'm not telling you that you should go to alternative school because it's way easier. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you should actually use it if either, like you really dread school, you know, and it could be there's people there you don't like you could just be way too stressed about it because things at home, it could be anything, right? Like, you're just not getting the grades you want, you don't get the attention you need extra help. You should look into an alternative school because that shit helped me, like, a lot, right? And I've always been like that. Like, my family, there's a lot of people that are educators, right? Didn't matter. I hated it. Like, growing up, every aspect of school, regular school, even when I had to go to Sunday school for a bit, I hated all school, right? I was like, school fucking sucks. Like, I hated it. And then it quickly turned real quick just because I was able to see that, like, it doesn't always have to be 100% all the time. It doesn't have to be hard, you know? And they make it easy. So, if you're going through that stuff, go to an alternative school. But thanks for watching. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment. Also, another thing that I never saw in alternative school before I finished. I never saw kids get suspended or expelled or anything. Regular school, you do something wrong, even if you just made a little mistake, like, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example, but there's none, because you still would have to do something deservedly, you know? But let's say you just, like, were having a really bad day, you know? Like, some stuff happened at home, you lost a friend, like, they don't know, right? And a teacher's giving you a hard time about homework, and you're like, fuck you, you know? They're going to suspend you for that. But if you're at an alternative school, you have a real rough day, and a teacher, you know, you yell at a teacher maybe, you're like, fuck you, man. They're going to take you out in the hall, and they're going to be like, that was definitely uncalled for, but what's going on, you know? They'll hug you. They'll talk to you, you know? So just keep it in mind. If you're going through stuff or anything, it might be easier to go to an alternative school. And if you have any questions, because I know I didn't get too big into regular school, because everybody goes to regular school mostly. You know what it is. I don't have to explain it. But if anyone has any questions or is wondering about anything, just comment it. And, I'll give reasoning, my opinion, I'll talk all about it. So I got you. Don't be worried if I didn't answer something you're wondering, because I will. So thanks for watching. Make sure you sub, share, like, comment, and peace out.